In this video, I'm going to solve the problem related to Y parameters of the two-port network. The problem is find the Y parameters of the two-port network shown below. This is the network. (0.2 V2) 20 ohms. (0.4 I1) I1. This one is V1. 15 ohms. I2. This one is V2. This is the circuit. Solution. Solution of the circuit. First to draw the (15 ohms) plus minus 0.2 V2, 20 ohms. (0.4 I1). This one is I1 plus minus V1. This one is I2 V2. Assign. These are the three loops: loop 1, loop 2, and loop 3. Assign currents to these loops. For loop 1, the current is I1. This is the loop 3. The current is I2. Loop 3. For loop 2, the current is I3. Apply KVL, the first loop. Apply Kirchhoff voltage law to the first loop. This one is minus V1 plus. This one is a plus minus plus. This one is the 5 ohms, not 15 ohms. This one is 5 ohms. 5 into I1 plus 0.2 plus 0.2 V2. 20 into, this is the I1 here, I1 and I3, both currents are added and flow through this 20 ohm resistance. 20 into I1 plus I3 is equal to 0. That is equal to V1 is equal to 5 I1 plus 20 I1 plus 20 I3 plus 0.2 V2. This is the loop 1 equation. Coming to loop 2, a supermesh is formed. This is the supermesh. Apply KVL to this supermesh, that is minus V2 and 20. Here I2 current and I1 current both are added and flow through this 20 ohm resistance. Therefore, second equation is supermesh equation is, this is the supermesh. Minus V2 plus 20 into I3 plus I1. Apply KVL to the supermesh. Minus V2 plus 20 into I3 plus I1 is equal to 0. One more important equation is, this is minus V2 plus 20 I2 plus I1. One more important here. Here I2 is entering into this node. This one is I2 and I3 is leaving from this node and 0.4 I1 is away from that node. Therefore, I2 is equal to 0.4 I1 plus I3. This is the another equation. I2 is equal to I2 is equal to 0.4 I1 plus I3 plus I3. This is the equation 1, equation 2 and equation 3. Equation 1, equation 2 and equation 3. From equation 2, V1 from equation 1, V1 is equal to 5 I1 plus 20 I1 plus 20 I3 plus 0.2 V2. From second equation, V2 is equal to 20 into I3 plus I1. Okay, substitute second equation in the first equation. We know that V1 is equal to 20 I1 plus 5 I1, that is 25 I1 plus 20 I3 into 0.2 V2. V2 substitute V2 here. V2 is 20 I3 plus 20 I1. Therefore, V1 is equal to 25 I1 plus 20 I3, 0.2 into 20, 4 I3, 0.2 into 20, that is 4 I1. Finally, V1 is equal to 25 plus 4. That is 25 plus 4 is 29 I1. 20 plus 4, 24 I3. Now V2 is equal to the value of V1 is equal to 29 and V2 is equal to 20 into I3 plus I1. V2 is equal to 20 I3 plus 20 I1. But one more important equation is I2 and I1, I3 relation is here in both the cases. I3 here, I3, this I3 is replaced with I2 minus 0.4 I1. I3 is equal to I2 minus 0.4 I1, substitute in both the equations. Therefore, from this one, V1 is equal to 29 I1 plus 24. I3 is equal to I2 minus 0.4 I1. Therefore, V1 is equal to 29 I1 plus 24 I2 minus 0.4 into 24 I1. V1 is equal to 29 I1 plus 24 I2. 0.4 into 24 is equal to 9.96. 9.6 minus 9.6 I1. Finally, V1 is equal to 19.4 I1, 29 I1 minus 9.6 I1. That is 19.4 I1 plus 24 I2. This is the one equation. And similarly, in the place of I3, substitute I2 minus 0.4 I1 in V2 equation. Therefore, V2 is equal to, we know that 20 I3 plus 20 I1. 20 I3 is equal to I2 minus 0.4 I1 plus 20 I1. 20 I1 plus 20 I2 minus 8 I1. That is equal to 12 I1 plus 20 I2. This is V2 equation. And V1 this is the V1. V1 is equal to Z11 I1, Z12 I2. Therefore, Z parameters are Z11 is equal to 19.4 ohms. Z12 is equal to 24 ohms. Similarly, V2 is equal to Z21 I1 plus Z22 I2. Therefore, Z21 is equal to 12 ohms. Z22 is equal to 20 ohms. Consider, but in that problem asked determine Y parameters. Therefore, Y parameters are I1 is equal to Y11 V1 plus Y12 V2. I2 is equal to Y21 V1 plus Y22 V2. Consider this equation. V1 is equal to 19.4 I1 plus 24 I2. V1 is equal to 19.4 I1 plus 24 I2. And V2 is equal to 12 I1 plus 28. Here I1, V1, V2. From that first equation, V1 is present, I1 is present, but V2 is not present, I2 is present. This I2 is replaced with V2 minus 12 I1 by 20. Therefore, this I2 is replaced with V2 minus 12 I1 by 20. Therefore, finally, that first equation in the form of V1, I1 and V2. Okay. From this one, 20 I2 is equal to V2 minus 12 I1. I2 is equal to V2 minus 12 I1 by 20. This equation is replaced here. Therefore, finally, 19.4 I1 is equal to V1 minus 24 I2. V1 minus 24 I2 is V2 minus 12 I1 by 20. That is equal to 19.4 I1 into 20. 20 V1 minus 24 V2 minus into minus plus 24 into 12 I1. This one is 388 I1 is equal to 20 V1 minus 24 V2, 288 I1. 388 I1 minus 288 I1 is equal to 100 I1 is equal to 20 V1 minus 24 V2. Finally, I1 is equal to 20 V1 by 100 plus minus 24 by 100 into V2. This is the equation in the form of I1 is equal to Y11 V1 plus Y12 V2. Compare these two. Y11 is equal to 20 by 100 Siemens. Y12 is equal to minus 24 by 100 Siemens or more. Next one. Again, V1 is equal to 19.4 I1, 24 I2, 24 I2. V2 is equal to 12 I1 plus 20 I2. Now, by convert these two equations in the form of I2 is equal to Y21 V1, Y22 V2. Consider this equation. 20 I2 is equal to V2 minus 12 I1. From this equation, V1 minus 24 I2 by 19.4 is equal to I1. That is equal to V2 minus 12 into substitute this one. V1 minus 24 I2 by 19.4. Again, 12 into 19.4 is 388 I2. 19.4 V2 minus 12 V1 minus into minus plus 12 into 24. 12 into 24 is 288 I2. 288 I2. 388 I2 minus 288 I2 is 100 I2 is equal to minus 12V1. Therefore, Y2 is equal to minus 12 by 100. V1 19.4 by 100 into V2. This equation is in the form of I2 is equal to Y21 V1 plus Y22 V2. Compare these two. Therefore, Y21 is equal to minus 12 by 100 mhos or Siemens. Y22 is equal to 19.4 by 100 mhos or Siemens. With this, the solution is completed. If you like this video, please subscribe the channel for further updates. Thank you.